The following broadcast is a presentation of iRacing Motorsport Simulations live on PTRTV. We'd like to thank all of our partners for their support.
He may get the run on the outside off of the back straightaway. 26 and Hallmark trying to go 3 wide. No one will let them.
Talking and bobbing and weaving down the back straightaway looking for a way around. The 5 machine trying to take a look underneath the 3 car. He's going to dive in down to the bottom. A huge move down to the bottom of the racetrack.
Back bumper. Can anything happen through the tri-oval? Walker Thomas to the inside. Here he comes to the outside. Side by side through the tri-oval. The 14. It's going to be a photo finish to the line. Who's going to get it? Walker Thomas.
Machine coming out of turn number 4. Tiller looking to go 3 wide, almost 4 wide. He's going to try to look for a gap. Bobbing and weaving for the lead down through the tri-oval.
Photo finish.
2 by 2. The 65 gets the win.
Welcome race fans to LSRTV for tonight's coverage of PTRTV on LSRTV. We are bringing you live the Sam Maxwell Customs ASRS Truck Series for the Driven Designs 125 in Madison. Oh my God, Evan, what state are we in? Madison, Missouri right now. At the
Missouri?
Isn't that where we're at right now?
This track is in Illinois.
Oh, see, blooper reel for you. Gateway Motorsports Park. This is what I get for trying to be insightful right now. Regardless of that, before I say anything else that is a little bit messed up, it is Corey Silva and Evan Black, Joe Chris behind the scenes here tonight as I figure out where we are in the United States. We're in Illinois?
Yeah, this track is barely in Illinois.
But it's close to Missouri. All right,
yes, it is very close.
Give me something. See, I mean, St. Louis, Missouri, yeah, we're close. But, Evan, I'm going to let you talk for a little bit while I look at a map right now.
you need to figure out where this track is. Yeah, you can see the Gateway Arch from here, which is in Missouri, but this track is in Illinois.
All right, so hey, it's been about 15 years since I left geography class, but regardless of such, again, we are bringing you the Sam Maxwell Customs ASRS Truck Series live here in whatever state we happen to be in virtually here in the iRacing simulator. About 3 minutes left in the qualifying server, and kind of usually how it runs here. These drivers already have turned their lap times, and Devin Serra, top of the board, Brian Yazik second, Jared Mogard in third, and Adam Jersky in fourth, new name in the series. Sam Maxwell, your top 5 here in qualifying, as we'll toggle through the lineup here. We should have everybody who entered the race making it. We have, I believe, 34 entries in tonight's event here at Gateway, and Evan, 1.25 miles around this track in kind of a flat version of Darlington where we have different banking on each end of the speedway. What are the challenges that these guys will have in these trucks tonight?
Well, the major challenge is that these corners are nothing alike. 1 and 2, it's a lot sharper of a turn, and it's got a little bit more banking than 3 and 4 does. 3 and 4, it's more of a longer corner, more drawn out, a lot flatter. With 1 and 2, you can really kind of run different lines. 3 and 4, it's kind of more of, you have to stay right around that white line, which we might see that move up a little bit once they start running down there a lot. We might see them run the second, third lane, but it should be interesting to see.
Yes, they most certainly will, and be 125 laps here, so the session is capped at about an hour and 20 minutes, so this will be a, I mean, just given the fact that this track is rather slow with the tight turns, it is slow lap times here. About 34, 35 seconds will be the race pace, so something that we don't see. If this race does have a little bit of carnage, we may hit a timer tonight, hour and 20 minutes. We haven't ever had that before, and given how last week's race went at Iowa, where we only saw one caution flag, which was a significant improvement for these guys, I don't know if we'll have that problem, but Evan, you had a pretty big role in last week's race, almost pulling out the W, but
I don't know if I'd say almost.
Well, you had
if we had a caution, I might have had an opportunity to.
And last week, I mean, last week was at a 7/8 mile track in Iowa. I got that state down right. And I know being a short track, we expected it to be a lot more calamity-ridden race. But as I said, these guys ran it almost entirely under the green flag. But does Gateway, in your opinion, present that same opportunity?
I think it'll be the same opportunity. Gateway, it's a little bit different because you have to slow down a lot more than you do at Iowa, so it's a lot more opportunity for someone to run into the back of you on purpose or on accident. So I don't think we'll see just one caution here tonight, but I also thought that'd be a lot more last week than what we saw. Yeah,
so that'll be something to watch for tonight. Again, with the full field of drivers, your points leader Jared Mogard, he is third on the lineup thus far. Again, we have Brian Yazik second in points, Devin Serra, Jason Stewart, and Mitch Brown all separated by 47 points. That's your top 5 right now. And Brian Yazik, fresh off his win last week, is P2 right now, and looks like that is the conclusion of qualifying. So these guys are going to line up here on the front straightaway, and let's bring to you the PTRTV on LSRTV starting lineup here from the Gateway Motorsports Park in Illinois. On the pole with his lap time of 33.644 seconds. That pole award goes to Devin Serra, so congratulations offered to him. Brian Yazik on the outside of the front row. In the third spot, Jared Mogard and Adam Jersky in the fourth spot. And then in row number 3 is Sam Maxwell and Ronnie Osmer. 7th and 8th, you will find Nick Curling and Richard Stallings. Evan.
And then rolling off in 9th, we have Troy Haight, Willie Baskins to his outside, Jeremy Banning in 11th, and Development in 12th, Mark Cohn in 13th, Jay Graves Jr. in 14th, Taylor Seville in 15th, and Zach Kelway in 16th. Corey.
Clarence Bonner rolling off P17, Tommy Cannon in 18th, Brandon Kreutz in 19th, and Kevin Mingus in P20. League owner Jim Foose rolling off P21, Tim Knott in 22nd, Justin Rector and Jared Haggerty round out row 12.
And Evan Osborne rolling off in 25th, Brandon Boyd in 26th, Scott Smith 27th, Jordan Ashland 28th, John Kennedy 29th, Kenny Baker 30th, and then rest of the field we have Scott Holler, Jason Stewart, Nick Kaufman, and Chad Finley.
Yep, so that is the 34 trucks that will take tonight's grid here at Gateway. And weather conditions for these guys tonight, obviously the lights are on, 78 degrees in the air, 78 degrees on the track, and 87% humidity and a 13-mile-an-hour wind from the east. So the winds are a little bit kicked up here from what these guys are used to. And again, 125 miles, 100 laps, full fuel loaded these trucks, so we won't have to worry about that. And I mean, Evan, it's our age-old question. What do we think the fuel load will be if we do go green?
I would say probably about 50 laps-ish, 45, 50 laps, I'd say.
And we haven't. I know we usually try to run these similar combos. Obviously, the iRacing Official Series live here at Gateway in their C Fixed and C Open this week. And we haven't had a chance to drive these trucks yet this week, so don't really have that on-track insight that we usually have specific to tonight's race, so we'll see what the setup does offer. It is a fixed setup series here in the American Sim Racing Series, so we'll see what does present itself there. And Evan, we should expect some shifting tonight, shouldn't we?
Yeah, I think they'll be shifting in all the corners here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that should be interesting to see, because you don't want to shift too soon, because that'll probably, you'll probably spin out, or you'll at least get very loose.
Yeah, you got to match those RPMs and make sure that you are not setting yourself up and missing those shifts, maybe blow the engine or spin those rear tires. All of that is possible, so we will watch that closely, as we want to thank everyone for tuning in here and spending your Tuesday night here for PTRTV on LSRTV. Tonight's coverage of the American Sim Racing Series. That iRacing Ford Mustang pace car will soon take the hard left-hand turn into the Gateway Motorsports Park pit lane. It does do exactly that. 20th Sarah can go whenever he does choose to, and the moment is right here. We are racing here. Green flag in the air.
And Sarah's going to get a huge jump over that 55 of Yazek, as there is a battle for second. Mogard on the inside of Yazek down into turns number 1 and 2. We'll see which lane will prevail here, the top or the bottom. It looks like it's going to be the bottom, with Mogard clearing out of turn 2, sliding up right in front of that 55.
Yeah, Mogard gets that run in front of Brian Yazek, who we know is a very fast driver. Won last week's race at Iowa, entering corner number 3.
Oh, Sam Maxwell going around in 3 and 4. Is he going to save it? Looks like he will.
Maybe that's what you talked about, Evan. Maybe that was the downshift that got him a little bit loose, but good job to save it. Everyone doing a good job to find their way and give each other the space they need. Into corner number 1 we go. They're side by side. Still, Maxwell has the number 15 of Jeremy Banning to his outside. That has cleared up there. 3 wide, nearly exiting the pack. And we have some carnage going off corner number 4. Kevin Mingus around. Caution on the speedway. Jim Foose involved as well in the 42. They're still going at it. Jordan Ashland. And let's see, a couple other drivers. Big carnage here on the back straightaway. Looks like it did start with the 4 machine of Kevin Mingus in that vicinity, so let's warm up the replay here very early in the race and see what happened. They were 3 wide, the 114, the 42 in the 4 off of corner number 2, the 114 into the wall maybe, and the 4 got into him. 4 tagged the 42 of Foose, and then, oh my god, who is that yellow machine? Just killed the 4. But,
looking to see who that was.
That yellow machine, I think it was Kenny Baker.
Yes, it was, the 87.
And we're going to go on board with that because he just sailed it off in there. Oh, the 4 maybe backed up a little bit on the back straightaway, but the 4 didn't really show any signs of braking or slowing down for that. So already we got about 2 laps of racing in, and the pace car will visit itself to the front of the field.
This race is probably going to be pretty close on the timer, like you said, Corey, because if it stays green, it's going to be an hour race.
Yeah,
so
we do have here, if it does come into play here, we haven't used it in months, but we did put it in our overlay system. You'll see here on the top left corner of the screen, right underneath the logo here, the PTRTV, LSRTV logo, you'll see the race time remaining. We will switch back and forth to that if it does present itself. And we did some loose calculations, and if this race goes green the entire distance, it is about an hour race. But we have 35-second laps here under race conditions, and obviously pacing, that'll be probably closer to 1.5 minutes, a little over, maybe about 1 minute or so. So that's going to take up about 5 minutes of time per caution, I'm guesstimating. So I think we can only really swing 3 cautions, and we may be running short on laps.
yeah, and if it keeps up at this rate, which I doubt it will, we should, once we get able to spread out, it should go green for a while, but already having 1 caution lap 3, this is going to be close on the time.
Yeah, so this will, as we said, we have never run into this issue in this series before. I mean, we had a series on the primitive days of PTRTV where some super speedways covered, and it happened almost every week, so we made sure we had that feature in the overlay set. And again, if we need it, we have it, but behind the pace car still, lights remain on, so it'll be at least another lap or 2 before we go back green flag racing.
Yeah, and it seems like these cautions are pretty long too, so that is not going to help us to get all the laps in.
I just estimated, Evan, at about a minute in, well, I said between a minute and 20, well, minute 30. Devin Serra, a minute and 22 seconds pretty much for his caution lap. So if we do 4 of those, it's a minute 20, that's 2 minute 40, that's 3 minutes. Yeah, it's about a little over 4 minutes. Could be over 5 if we have that 4th lap of caution. So, and we all know, Evan, it's very hard driving a race and setting your strategy up for a race when you're not sure when that ending is actually going to be.
Yeah, it's a lot harder to figure out when you want to pit when you don't know when the race is actually going to end.
And we've had some races that the caution was out when the timer expired, and then iRacing, the race control, gets very confused, and we never know. Sometimes we get a bonus lap, sometimes we end our caution, sometimes we get a 1-lap shootout. So a lot of interesting scenarios can play with the timer. But again, we hope we don't have to do that. Just want to make sure you guys know that it is a something that we are a little concerned about, but the lights are out on the pace car, so we will get doubled up, stacked up, ready to go back green flag racing here at Gateway Motorsports Park in Illinois. I did look up a map, by the way, just to confirm.
What, you didn't believe me, Corey?
I believed you, but
I've been to this track. I know where it is.
I know, but I'm stubborn and I need to see for myself. So we now know. And we talked about a PTRTV blooper reel, and what do you know? I just added to it, so I'll take that as positive. But Evan, we'll finish bantering here, and we are down the back straightaway into corner number 3. How about you get us underway for the first restart of the night?
Yeah, Devin Serra is still in the lead. He started from the pole, led every lap so far. Jared Mogard now up to 2nd, starting from 3rd, and Brian Yazik started 2nd, back in 3rd now. So we'll see if he can try and get back by that 0-0 of Mogard. Coming through 3 and 4 now, waiting for the pace car to pull down into pit road. And there it goes, now waiting on Devin Serra to get this race back underway. And there he goes. He got us back underway, green flag back in the air.
Serra with the jump, about 2 to 3 truck lengths as we go down the front straightaway into corner number 1. Everyone's going to have to give each other the space they need so we can keep ourselves racing cleanly. Side by side is Yazik and Jersky in the number 71 machine off corner number 2.
Still side by side down the back. Brian Yazik down on the inside. Let's get ready to go down into 3 and 4. I think Yazik will kind of have the preferred lane down here. We'll see. He will clear the 71, but 71 is going to try and fight back, but the 55 is going to hang on a 3rd.
And here comes Ronnie Osborne, the 53. The door is open for him. He's going to go to the inside underneath that number 71, but he won't have the speed down the front straightaway. So into corner number 1, Jersky in the 71 will have sole possession of that spot as he has a little bit of blinking connectivity issues, but up front, Serra with the advantage of about a 1/4 of a second. Mogard got a pretty good run off corner number 2. Looks like he's closing into that gap already.
Going down into 3 and 4 is Serra and Mogard. Mogard driving in deep, getting loose. Is he going to hang on to it? Yes, he will, but he's going to lose 2nd position as a 55 of Yazik and maybe 3rd. He's going to hang on a 3rd.
Yes, he will. And Yazik nearly into the fence there off corner number 4. Obviously tight racing here at Gateway, and Serra will take that advantage up to 1/2 second through all that stuff going on. And here we go with Mogard really high up the racetrack, opens the door for the 71, but he may have done that intentionally. Look at the run he got off the corner.
1 and 2, you can run a lot of different lanes there. It's a very fun corner. There's 3 or 4 different lanes that you can run. So you tried something there. I don't know if I'd say that worked, but it definitely didn't hurt him.
Yeah, there is the different banking here in 1 and 2. The bottom is flat. The top has more banking, but with the sharp radius of the corner, as Maxwell in the corner of our screen hits the wall off corner number 4, with that increased banking up top, does kind of open up an extra lane, an extra opportunity. So things seems to have settled out in the top 5 for the moment. Let's go back and find you some side-by-side racing if we can. Looks like everyone has kind of settled themselves out here, which will help our causes to make sure that we don't have the timer affect tonight's race.
This track, it's fairly hard to run side by side for a consistent amount of time. Just with usually this one lane that's the best lane. Is it's like Jared Haggerty and Andy Veltman are going at it for the 17th position. Haggerty had a run out of 4, was taking a look, but pulled back in the line. See here through 1 and 2, he's going to take another look to the inside. Veltman up there in that 3rd lane.
You can see the
Haggerty
different
right
seams.
down the white line.
Oh, nearly. I thought the 6 was going to wash up too high, but you can see the seams there in turn 1 and 2. That really is the distinction of where you want to run. You got to kind of pick which seam you want, or if you maybe overstep one of the seams, you could get loose with the different banking difference. But here we go side by side. The 45 of Dick Curley, the 71 of Jersky, as he is dropping back through the field here. 45 will sail it off in the number of 1 and 2 corners and clear for that spot. Will the 71 try a crossover? He will not have the momentum, so move Curling up one more position.
Side by side with Haggerty and Veltman for 17th. There's a car run on the backstretch.
John Kennedy in the 89, and that will throw the caution out for the second time in tonight's race. And Evan, as we said, each caution that comes out makes it more and more likely that we may not complete the distance here tonight. So let's go back on replay first of all and see what happened to John Kennedy in the 89. He was coming through 1 and 2. Had 13 Clarence Bonner behind him, and he just got loose.
It's very tricky getting out of that part of the corner because you're coming up the track, you have a lot of wheel in it to try and stay down the bottom. You're in 3rd gear, so it can get pretty loose off of that corner, and that's just what happened to him. He just got loose.
Yep, so that
didn't hit anything though.
Yeah, just kind of a harmless little self-spin there, and no one else was collected in it, so that works out for everybody, and everyone will take the access road into the pits here. You must take the access road here at Gateway, otherwise you will be penalized. You also have to take the access road on corner exit, well, pit exit.
Corner exit?
Well, it technically is a corner. I mean, not proper English, but still semi-valid. Everyone comes to pit road, and Andy Veltman stays on the track, and not too big of a surprise. Veltman is known to stay out there and get his bonus point for leading a lap, and there he goes, getting scored as the race leader.
Veltman all alone out there.
I mean, I don't
He has a few lappers there with them.
Yeah, I do not expect him to stay on the track. It's not typically what he usually does. Again, I expect him to come back in, but we'll see what happens as Kevin Mingus and Jim Foose, who were involved in that first caution, they are 1 lap down. Don't know who got the lucky dog.
Believe it was Justin Rector in the 09.
Yep, so this will allow Mingus and Foose to get the free pass, well, the wave around rather. And
that is if Veltman comes to pit road, and he will, but so will the 4 and 42.
So they did not want to stay out there on those 10-lap tires and get their laps back that way, so they will stay 1 lap down and wait for another opportunity to present itself, and that will give Devin Serra the lead. Well, he will retain the lead exiting the pit road. And something else that you guys will notice, again, if it does come to this, again, we will let you know. The ticker will auto-calculate. Right now it is set to 100 laps per what the scheduled distance is, but it will change as well if our software believes that the race will not finish on the schedule laps. It'll change to what it estimates we'll be able to run. So again, these are dynamics to look forward, well, not to look forward to, but to be aware of. Hopefully it does not happen, but one more caution and it's going to be pretty close. So we're going to step away for a brief side-by-side, and we'll rejoin you guys for the restart. So stay with us, please.
And welcome back to PTRTV on LSRTV here for the ASRS Sam Maxwell Customs Truck Series. Here for the Driven Designz 125 at Gateway Motorsports Park in Madison, Illinois. So we're coming through 3 and 4 now. Corey, take it away.
Yes, after the second caution of the night, Designz, who has been up front for the whole time, he is still the control truck for this restart. Pace car takes the hard left in, and Sarah has rights to go whenever he does choose to do so, and he'll take it later in the box. Nope, there he is on a loud pedal, back racing. Gets the jump over Mogard, but Yazik did a pretty good job staying relatively close to him.
Yazik is going to hang on to that second position over Mogard down into turn number 1 and 2. Grani Osmer on the outside of Mogard trying to get that third position away from him. Not going to be able to there.
Bumper to bumper down the back straightaway here. Osberger looks to the inside of Jared Mogard, entering corner number 3. He's going to sail it on in there, but Mogard drives it in deep, stays side by side, using that not preferred groove up top, trying to pinch down that 53 through corners number 3 and 4 and down the front straightaway. They remain side by side.
Mogard's going to get the run, and he is going to get it at the stripe as they go down into 1 and 2. Osmer driving in pretty deep, sliding up the track a little bit there, but Mogard's going to get the run out of 2 and will clear. Just barely.
Falling back in the line is Osmer, so he will remain in the 4th spot. Good run for Osmer here tonight in this race. Look a little bit further back, curling in Maxwell. Maxwell, who's already kind of had some interesting occurrences tonight, but still holding on to the 6th position. Nick Curling tried a little look there in 3, but nothing doing. He has Robbie Baskins behind him. But back up to the 3rd position where I don't know if that's some server issues. I'm assuming it is because at least here on the broadcast, a lot of damage to that 00. But it could just be a little bit of internet issues. We'll see if... Oh, there it goes.
Yep, there it goes. It's back.
Oh, you saw it too. So...
Yeah.
Oh, that is the world of internet. Nothing is perfect, so... But Mogard is fine. He's in the 3rd position, and here comes Brian Yazik, who has been a very fast driver on a little bit of a hot streak here between both series here, the Cup Series and the Truck Series. He is about to make a stab at the lead on Devin Serra.
You can see how much deeper Serra drove it into the corner, and that's going to pay off for Yazik on corner exit and down the back. As Yazik is going to take a look for the lead here through 3 and 4. We'll see, can he get anything done down there on the bottom. Going through 3 and 4 now. He's going to try and make it work down there. He's going to pull side by side with him, but out of 4, is Serra going to get the run? Pretty even. Serra's still going to have it at the stripe, but he should be able to get him through 1 and 2.
Yeah, it's very hard here. It's just easy to pinch the guy down. You can see here that Serra is going to push Yazik all the way onto that extremely flat lower line. And is Mogard going to try to get under the top of Yazik? Yes, he will. Mogard, as he has a little bit of connectivity issues as well, he is going to be on the outside of Yazik, and will he make that work in 3 and 4?
We'll see here as they come through 3 and 4 now. Looks like Yazik is going to clear him. But will Mogard be able to fight back and get the run?
Caution on the speedway. Brandon Kreutz. And the 4 machine I see of Kevin Mingus, second time tonight. He's had some problems. Let's see what happened to the 93. He had Jared Haggerty behind him. And Haggerty just drove it in a lot deeper than Brandon did, it looks like. Not sure if someone drove it in deep or someone took it a little easy. Can't really call that from our perspective. At least I can't.
It's hard to know who drove it in deep and who took it easy.
Well, maybe I'm going to give a little more to Haggerty, but I think it could kind of go either way. But regardless of that, 2 cars in an incident here, and perhaps 3 if you want to count. I think that other driver, Mingus, who kind of got by, but back into the pits, and that was about actually, that wasn't really that long of a run, maybe 4 or 5 laps under green, but everyone's still choosing to get a new set of tires. Mogard will stay on the track along with Andy Veltman. Veltman stayed on the track to lead a lap last time. Well, one of the cautions ago. But that
was last time.
Yeah, but that is not going to be the case this time by. Obviously, with the 00 of Mogard up front. Now, we already talked about it, but we're going to talk about it again. We do have 1 hour of race time left right now. We have 77 laps to go. If this race goes green, these last 73-ish laps will take 45 minutes. But that is not accounting for all the time we're going to have under yellow. So, again, we kind of estimated that we're going to have about 3 cautions to be able to make the race. It could be a little more than that. Depends how well our brains can calculate, which isn't always that well, but we are going to be very, very close on this timer, I do believe.
Yeah, it is going to be extremely close. We could probably make it now, but another 1 or 2 cautions, I don't think we'll be able to.
Again, this race was calculated out to be approximately a 1 hour race. But you have to account for each caution taking about 4 to 5 minutes. So, again, I guess if you want to look at it that way, anything more than 5 cautions on should be the dagger. And I think, what are we on right now? This is the 3rd caution. Oh,
3rd?
Yes.
3rd or 4th?
3rd, according to the graphics here.
It's probably correct.
I would assume it to be. So, yeah, we'll have about 74 laps, and in these 74 laps, will we run green? Will we have some more yellows? I mean, it's seeming that we're probably not going to run it green tonight. I mean, obviously we hope that we do, but we'll see what happens here, as we'll see if the lights go out on the pace car.
And verdict is yes. Lights are out. So how much of a disadvantage do you think Mogard's going to be at here, Corey? On how much older tires? Like 5, 7 laps?
I'm going to say, I mean, we really haven't, I haven't really focused on that yet to see what the lap time fall off was. We've only really had 8, I think maybe 7, 8 laps at the maximum, so I think he's still a top 5 truck regardless, so I don't expect him to drop back too far, but I definitely think with the 20 and the 55 that I don't expect him to stay up front, but I don't expect him to fall too far back.
And as long as he doesn't fall too far back, it's not going to hurt him very much, and I think right now he's probably just hoping we run 5, 10 laps and have a caution so he can come down and get some tires with everyone else.
Yeah, that's probably a good strategy call, and I expect that opportunity to happen pretty soon the way this race has progressed, but we'll see what happens here. Pace car pulls in again. We are racing here at Gateway very early in the box. Mogard gets us underway, and here we are.
Got a really big jump over Sarah and Yazik. Sarah going to hang on to that 2nd position. Yazik going to hang on to 3rd as we have Ronnie Osmer and Troy Haight side by side. But Sarah wants that lead back.
Yes, he does. Devin Sarah is going to want that lead back, and also that 55 is going to want by him. He was never able to do so on the last run. Let's see what happens here through 3 and 4. Not really gaining too quickly on the 00, at least through that set of corners. As we come off corner number 4, Yazik all over the back bumper of the 20, and Mogard out to about 2 truck lengths.
See here through 1 and 2. Sarah driving in really deep. He's going to pull underneath that 00 of Mogard through 1 and 2. Out of turn 2 is Mogard going to get the run from the top. He is going to get the run. Yazik going to go 3 wide for the lead.
Ryan Yazik with the power move to the inside. It doesn't end up being a 3 wide move, but it is a move underneath Devin Sarah for 2nd. He slides up the racetrack, moves Sarah up the track in reaction, but he will stay in that position. Now Ronnie Osmer with the run to the inside of Yazik, trying to take that 3rd spot away.
Ronnie Osmer going to pull back in line now and hang on to 4th. So now Sarah once again driving in really deep into 1 and 2, trying to get underneath Mogard, but not going to be able to get underneath him that time, but he did gain a ton of time there through 1 and 2.
Yes, he did, and now can he take advantage of it? We know how difficult it is to pass here. We've already experienced that with many drivers here up front, but he does have the tire advantage. Does the 20, the 00 is going to have to be on his game, not making any mistakes, but he has two hungry drivers with better tires running right behind him.
See, is Devin going to drive it in deep again? Yes, he will. He's going to pull underneath the 00 of Mogard for the lead once again through 1 and 2. And he's going to slide at the track. That's going to allow Yazik to get to his outside and most likely take second.
Yes, it will. It seems that you want to run the inside for your best laps, but you also want to run the outside to make passes, Evan. It seems to be one of these, yeah, depends what your situation is, depends where you want to run kind of tracks.
And Yazik is going to clear out of 4 and down the front stretch. Now Yazik going to try and get by that 00 of Mogard.
Side by
Which
side.
Mogard, he's done a really nice job hanging out there, I think, for how much older his tires are.
Yes, he has. 28 in the 98 has completed a battle for that 5th position as Maxwell moves up a spot, but still going on up front. Actually, it looks like Mogard pulled away a couple truck lengths last time by. He was actually a couple hundredths faster than Brian Yazik.
They were side by side, or Yazik was side by side with Sarah though, so we'll see here this time what he can do. About a 10th quicker was Yazik.
Yep, a 34 to a 43, and those by far are the fastest times in the field right now. Sarah with 3/10 slower than either of those drivers, so he has lost a little bit the edge he had. As you can see here throughout the top 10, these guys are very well spread out here. As you said, Evan, not a very easy track to remain in close quarters racing.
Thought Yazik was going to take a look into 3 and 4, but didn't have enough of a run. See here as they go down through 1 and 2, what will Yazik decide to do? And Mogard once again run that real high lane. That's going to allow Yazik to pull underneath him out of turn 2. But Mogard is going to get the run from the top and will clear him and hang on to the lead for now.
Yes, he did, and Yazik's going to have to try to get to that outside. That seems to be the only place you can really successfully make a pass here, at least under clean circumstances. So he's going to want to...
got loose out of 4.
That's going to help, and nearly some contact, but Yazik with a dive to the inside to avoid any kind of contact, and he'll have a left rear quarter panel underneath that 00. He'll sail it off into corner number 1 and 2 all the way against the rumble strip, washes up the track just a little bit. Mogard using that momentum from that outside, that overspeed, gets the advantage off corner number 2 and prevails and holds on to the lead.
So now through 3 and 4, we'll see if Mogard can get it running a little bit better through there. He got a little bit loose last time. We'll see what he does here as Yazik gains a lot of time there through the center of 3 and 4. And on exit once again, Mogard once again loose into the wall a little bit there. So now Yazik going to try and take another look at pulling back in on the line. Maybe he's still going to try and take a look.
Yes, he is, with that sailing move off in there to the bottom of the track, and I don't expect that move to be the one to work. You think he's going to have to get a little creative with his exact strategy. Falls back in line yet again.
It seems like he's a lot better through 3 and 4, so maybe just try and stay in line through 1 and 2 and get a bit of a run down the back and maybe try and get underneath him in 3 and 4. Because that seems like a race way better than him.
Now, in my opinion, Mogard is running almost the 3rd lane, so Yazik, if it's a little more daring of an approach, but he could run that 2nd lane and still give him a little bit more banking. Might help him to make that move. It seems like that's actually what he's doing right here. Maybe try to cut to the bottom of the track, but again, just can't get that exit he needs.
And this kind of starting to bring Devin, Sarah, and Ronnie Osborne up to them a little bit. Those 4 drivers have broke away from the 98 of Maxwell, and then a few others behind him.
Battle on the track a little bit further back. The 2 machine of Zach Calloway to the inside of Jeremy Banning. That is for the 8th spot here. And right behind that is Mark Cohn in the 1. You can see having the same exact problems there. Just not able to get it to the inside off corner exit to help make those passes.
Brian Yazik has fallen way off of the back bumper of Mogard. Now Devin Sarah trying to get by him. Ronnie Osmer lost a lot of ground through 1 and 2. Looks like Yazik is really loose through the center of the corner. It's probably on the downshift.
Yeah, he was about a ½ second slower last time than Mogard. So obviously that shows very well on the interval where he was right on the back bumper. Now almost 3/4 of a second off the pace. See up through the lap tracker here, the next fastest driver is actually the 53, who is the fastest of the top 10. That's Ronnie Osmer. Osmer is not too far behind. Caution on the speedway.
Now.
Jared
Number
Haggerty,
6.
second time he's been in an incident tonight.
As well as some of the 13 also around on the backstretch. It looks like Haggerty just got loose.
Yep, so he, see, he's running through corners number 1 and 2. Tim Knott close to the bumper of him, but that was not the reasoning behind it. He just got loose, and Tim Knott, a little bit of contact there into the wall, and Clarence Bonner a slow spin into the wall behind the 6. And that will be the 4th caution of the race.
So it's starting to get where it's going to be close on if we can make it to the end.
We have, I mean, we'll have about 60 laps to go and probably about 45 minutes on the timer when we go green. So I'm going to go with one more caution and we're going to run short. I think even at this point we should be okay, but I mean, we've said that a couple times already, but now that we can kind of get a better idea of it.
Yeah, we got 49 minutes left right now. So probably, like you said, around 45, 46 once we take the green. So we should be good.
Under green, we are certainly good. One more caution, 2 definitively. That's a different story, but again, we don't want to focus too much on that, and just in case it is a non-issue, but just again making everybody aware of what could happen tonight. So battle.
See Jason Stewart winning the race off pit road. Did he take 2 tires there, Corey?
He did not even pit. He went straight through the pits, from what I can tell here on the system. So, and he did.
That's why he won the race off pit road.
Yeah, he didn't stop. So it's the fastest pit stop you've ever had is the one that you didn't make. So he did. Not sure if he just couldn't see his stall because, or and he's not pitting this time by. So not too sure what the 7 is conjuring here. He was the champion last season in this exact series. We brought you that season finale on PTRTV at Homestead, and
he might have missed his pit stall and turned it into a strategy call. He didn't want to go all the way back to 28th.
Yeah, I mean, that was, what was that about, Evan? You'd say about another 10-lap run we ran approximately?
Yeah, probably.
So we saw how well it worked for Mogard. I mean, Stewart really hasn't had the, at least from what we've seen, he started 32nd, highest of about 17th tonight, so...
But he did not qualify.
So we don't know what he can do in this position where he stands with these top drivers. He has clean air and he'll be in control. He'll be on pretty much the same playing field that Mogard was on, but now that Mogard's on an even field to everybody else, Evan, what do we expect from him? Do we expect him to just drive off into the distance, or maybe Yazik will figure out what he did wrong and try to stay with him better this time?
Well, we'll find out, but I think Mogard is going to be a lot faster this run than he was last time. He did have the fastest lap in practice. And there's Stewart coming to pit road.
So he did get the bonus point here. You could see that. He was scored as the leader, so strategy call for the points. Jason Stewart, let me scroll through, try to find where he is in the standings. Fourth, and he is 39 points out. Mogard is your leader. Brian Yazik 5 points out. Devin Sarah 29 points out. And then in 4th is Stewart 39 back in. Mitch Brown, who is not in tonight's race, 5th in points, but lights out on the pace car rather. And 1 lap till we'll go racing yet again.
Mogard going to be back down on that inside lane. Brian Yazik in 2nd and Devin Sarah 3rd. Ronnie Osmer in 4th.
Yep, Sarah started on the pole, but he has dropped back, and He has a fast car, a fast truck of Mogard, a fast truck of Brian Yazik. First time he's been ahead of him. So we'll see what happens here. We enter turns 3 and 4. Evan, take it away for us.
Going through turns number 3 and 4 now. Waiting for that pace car to bring it down pit road and get the field over into the hands of Jared Mogard. There goes the pace car and waiting on Mogard now. And there it goes. We're back underway here at Gateway.
Yep, and Mogard did not get a good jump compared to what other drivers have gotten. So we'll see if Yazik is able to take advantage. He's only 1 truck length back, entering 1 and 2 all the way to the bottom of the track is Yazik, the 00, using that upper lane and getting that advantage. And you can see him pull away down the back straightaway.
We'll see here through 3 and 4 if that 55 of Yazik can gain a little bit of time here. Got Designz there behind him trying to get by. But here through 3 and 4, they look pretty even. The 00 actually pulling away a little bit out of 4. See 00 pretty even momentum-wise down the front.
Yeah, he does pull away just by a little bit. You can see a little bit of a gap down to Devin Serra. As a little bit further back in the pack, we can see the battle going on. Zach Calloway again, and the 15 of Jeremy Banning. We watched it earlier, still going on, and Banning gets that outside run off of the corner and keeps his momentum ahead to stay ahead of the 2. Mark Cohn looks to the inside of Zach Calloway. This is for the 9th spot.
Calloway up on that top lane out of 4. See if that 2 machine can clear. Yes, he will. Zach Calloway now up to the 9th position, taking a look underneath the 15 of Banning once again, 4/8 now.
46 machine of Robbie Baskins looks to the outside of the 1 as the 2 and the 15 door each other into the fence as the 46. Adam Jersky into the back of him. Everyone doing some evasive maneuvering down the back straightaway. Tyler Seville to the inside. That could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, the 2 and the 15 still side by side even after all that. 2 still on the bottom, but the 15 should clear here. Yes, he will. The 1 now to the outside of the 2. Down into turn number 1 and 2. 15 going to still be clear, but the 2 taking a look through the inside, and the 15 is going to clear out of 2 still. And now the 1 on the outside of that 2 of Callaway, and the 1's going to clear now, so the 2 of Callaway back to the 10th position now.
Yeah, Callaway is not headed in the direction he wanted to go. He went for a pass, ended up losing a spot. Cohn should have the run on the outside. This is the best battle on the track at the moment. Up front, not missing too much. Bogard is ahead by about a 1/4 of a second over Brian Yazik, but looks like finally Callaway will have to settle for that 10th spot, as now Mark Cohn in the 1 has gotten by him.
Robbie Baskins is starting to get a little bit closer to the backbone with that 2 once again.
Where Baskins was into the wall there off corner number 2, and the 71 of Adam Jersky, who started in the top 5, but now finds himself in the 12th spot. Tyler Seville behind him. Then we have the 11. Well, 11 is Seville, and then John Kennedy, who spun, but here comes Jersky to the inside of Robbie Baskins. Sails it off into corner number 1, all the way to the inside, but using the banking up there is Baskins in that machine, and here he goes and clears it. Who he have to the top? That's Seville to the outside of Jersky.
Oh, contact. Seville's going to go around as well as the 71.
All 3 of them around. Caution again, the 5th caution. Well, I think it's the 4th caution of the race actually, but we'll find that out later. We'll see what's happened on the replay. We saw it live. Seville on the 11 goes up top, and the 71 just washes up the track, maybe not knowing that he was there, and then John Kennedy just kind of plowed himself through there, essentially. Yeah, he didn't really have anywhere to go, but 3 drivers around. Actually, there was more to it than that.
Yeah, I saw Veltman and a few others get caught up a little bit later in the wreck. Justin Rector involved as well. And here comes the entire field except for Mogard. I think we've seen this before.
Yeah, Mogard maybe liking these older tires. We were the same exact run that he had the first time he did this, about 8 to 9 laps, and He is the Lone Ranger. The single soul on the speedway. You can see not even a lap down car behind him. He is just... I mean, if I had another analogy for being by yourself, I would use it right now, but... Jared.
So, Corey.
So, Evan.
They're coming up on halfway on race laps, as well as halfway on caution laps. Or caution, or just the race time. 40 minutes left in the race now, and about 50 laps.
So...
At this rate, they'll make it. Barely.
So, we said, we started off with 3, we said 4. This is the 5th caution. So... Yeah, it's going to be right on the money. If they keep doing this, there's no way we're going to make it. We are going to be probably within a 2 to 3 minute tolerance at this point of making this race. At this point, I believe. See here on the timer at the top of the screen, 40 minutes, 50 laps, it's 35 seconds a lap. You do the math there, it's about a half-hour race time. We're running out of buffer time as every single caution lap goes by. So, I don't think it's going to be, unless we have a horrid end of this race, if we have another 5 cautions, I mean, but I don't think the race is going to be that short. I think we'll at least get 90 laps in, even under a worst case scenario.
Looks like Zach Callaway took 2 tires there. So that's going to help Mogart a little bit, having someone out there on a little bit older tires than everyone else as well.
Callaway wasn't necessarily a slow driver. He was running,
I believe, 10th?
Yeah, so, but it is midway. I mean, I don't know if we'll have enough time to do the whole field, but we'll do our best, give you a little bit of a mid-race break, give you the field rundown at the moment. Jared Mogart leading the race, led 27 laps thus far. Zach Callaway in second, Brian Yazik in third, Ronnie Osborne fourth, Devin Serra, Sam Maxwell, Troy Haight, Jeremy Banning, and Nick Curling the top 9, and Mark Cohn rounds out your top 10.
Robbie Baskins in 11th, Scott Smith in 12th, Tommy Cannon in 13th, Clarence Bonner in 14th, Tim Knott 15th, Scott Holler in 16th, Jason Stewart in 17th, Jared Haggerty in 18th, Kevin Mingus in 19th, and Jim Foose in 20th.
Richard Stallings in 21st, and John Kennedy in 22nd, Jay Graves Jr. in 23rd of I think Jersky has pulled off the track, so Tyler Seville is scored in 25th at the moment. Andy Veltman in 26th, Justin Rector in 27th, and only other person who's technically still registered for the race is actually on track, still 46 laps down, is Kenny Baker. So it looks like we're down to about 23, 24 trucks still in the field right now, but lights are out on the pace car, so half a lap we will be going back green flag racing.
Yeah, they're getting ready to come through 3 and 4. Actually, they're halfway down the back, so they'll be coming through 3 and 4 here soon.
Yep, Mogart is the only driver on older tires. It'll be technically 12-lap old tires. You can see here on the graphic, everybody else only has 2 laps. Those are both caution laps, so sticker tires on the rest of the field. And a little bit more than scuffs on that 00, so we'll see how he is able to cope, but he has been the fastest truck all night, so pace car is in for the 5th time tonight, and the 00 again early in the box he goes. We're back racing. He's on the loud pedal. Here we go.
Callaway did not get going very well at all there. That's going to allow Brian Yazik to stay on his inside. Down through 1 and 2 they go now. 2 up there in that 3rd lane, following right behind Mogart. And we'll see out of turn 2 what's going to happen here. Callaway is actually going to clear and hang on a second.
Yes, they are. They're door-to-door down the back straightaway. Osborne out to the outside of Yazik, trying to take that spot away on the outside, but Yazik's going to sail it off into corner number 3, trying to do what he can to clear. I don't think it's going to work, though. Devin Serra right behind this battle. Here they come off corner number 4. Osborne with the speed up top. Looks like Serra's going to try to fill that gap in and get the 55 stuck on the inside.
Osborne now taking a look to the inside of that 2 for the 2nd position. Through 1 and 2 now. 53 sliding up the track just a little bit, but he is going to clear the 2, so the 53 of Osborne now up to P2.
Yes, he is, and big move to the inside is Serra to the inside of Callaway. Didn't have a bunch of clearance, but he's going to dive it on in there to corner number 3, but wasn't able to clear, was barely even able to get door-to-door with him. He may be able to get the run. He got off through the center of the corner and off exit a lot better, so Serra will pass Callaway. Yazik, who's been struggling to make passes tonight, trying to look to the inside.
Now, Yazik on the inside of the 2 of Callaway, getting a little bit loose down. That's going to slow him down through the center of 1 and 2. Turn 2 is going to get the run. No, not going to be able to clear him, but still dead even down the back straight. We'll see here through 3 and 4. If this 55 will be able to get by him. And does not look like he's going to be able to yet. He might through the exit of 4. We will see here. Yes, he will.
Yeah, I mean, Yazik was barely able to get by there, but was able to do so up to the 4th spot. And something I do want to do, Evan, I haven't done it yet tonight, is let's go on board. I want to see how Jared Bogard is driving this track.
Contact with Serra and Osmer. Serra got a little loose there. Continue, Corey.
Well, we got to watch this battle as it plays out now. I did want to go on board with Mogard and see what he's doing, but things have changed here as the 55 gets by the 20. Callaway gets underneath, and looks like Osmer did close up in 1 and 2, but is starting to drop back. So the battle going on now for the 3rd spot. Yazik gets by Serra. First time he's made a green flag pass on him tonight. Behind this, who is that? That is the 45 of Nick Curling, and has Troy Haight to the inside of him, who will clear that pass off corner number 2. Mark Cohen in the 1 trying to follow through, but Curling not done in the 45. He's going to look back to the inside, entering corner number 3, sails it on in underneath Haight in the 28. But here comes Cohen trying to fill the gap in up top.
Out of turn 4, still going to be side by side with that 45 and 28. 28 getting a little bit high out of 4. So he's still going to be even at the stripe, but the 45 is going to get it. 4P8 down through 1 and 2. 45 is clear now, but will the 28 be able to fight back up on that outside lane? He will not be able to. Maybe going to do a crossover here. He's not going to have enough for runs. So the 45 of Nick Curley now up to P8.
Yes, he is, as he is trying to work through the field. Cohen in the 1. Thought about sailing it on there, but Troy Haight did exactly that. Troy Haight. Oops, I missed the camera there. Troy Haight gets to the inside of the 45 through 3 and 4. Sailed it off in there, and not to much avail, as the 45 will have the speed down the straightaway and will clear, at least for the moment.
Now the 45 up there in the 3rd lane. That's going to allow the 28 of Haight to get underneath him. Maybe the 1, not quite the 1, will be able to get there. But out of 2, the 28 got a pretty good run there, but the 45 has an even better run down the backstretch. We'll see. It looks like he's going to clear again, but the 28's going to dive it in once again. And the 45 is going to get loose up top, but he's still going to get the run. The 28 maybe will clear here.
He's going to try. I don't think it's going to happen, and it will not. 45 keeps enough speed built up off corner number 4, and he'll have the preferred groove through 1 and 2 on that high side. 28's going to try to force himself some space, does just that, but the 45 with that momentum, with the top groove in 1 and 2, has still a fighting life on the outside of the track, still pulls door to door yet again.
Curling is not going to let this 28 get by easily. Still through 3 and 4 side by side. The 45 got a little bit loose there on the downshift, but he is still going to fight back and get back to his quarter panel. But the 28 of Haight is going to clear him here. And he's going to the inside now.
He's going to try. I don't think this is the move that's going to work unless he can maybe wash him up the track in the same fashion that Haight did. And that seems to be what he's intending to do. Washes him up the track, maybe a little bit of contact, not quite off corner number 2. Roll reversal, 45 to the inside, right in front of this. Maxwell and Jeremy Banning.
And here comes Curling going 3 wide down into turn number 3. He did not have a good entry there. He's going to have to back out of that 3 wide, but he still has the 15 of Banning on his outside. Almost contact there, but the 45 is going to get up 7th.
Yeah, Curling making the best advantage of this situation. Gets himself into 7th. Maxwell right in front of him. That is the 6th spot up front. Brian Yazik has closed in on Ronnie Osmer for 3rd. Thought about a run there off of 2, but had a wiggle, lost the momentum. Neither of these drivers are letting Mogard get away, but remember, Mogard is on 10-lap older tires than anybody else on the field right now. Yeah,
and Yazik, he's not even been able to get by this 53 yet. They're on the same tires, but the 55 has shown a little bit more speed than that 53 so far this race.
Something with Yazik, and we know he is a very patient driver.
Oh, there's the 53 loose out of 2, a little bit of contact there.
Yeah, Yazik's a patient driver. He's methodical. He saves his stuff, but I think he's going to have to maybe crank up the aggression of it. It's just really hard. I think he just did that there. You could see him really, like, got that truck really just kind of made a movement there in the center of the turn on the downshift. But he's going to have to turn up the aggression meter. It's just too hard to pass here under normal circumstances. He's going to have to make his presence known.
He needs to get by this 53 as soon as he can, so he has any shot to even get back up to Mogard. And here he got the run out of 2. He's maybe going to take a look. There he goes, taking a look to the inside of that 53 down into turn number 3. See, can Yazik make that inside lane work? He's going to get a little bit loose on entry once again. But here through the center of 3 and 4, they're going to be dead even, but out of 4, who's going to get the run? The 53 is going to get a little bit of a run, but pretty even still down the front stretch. 53 is going to have it at the stripe, but as they go down into turn number 1 and 2, he's going to be able to clear there. Yazik sliding up the track a little bit through the center of 1 and 2, but the 53 is going to get the run from the top and will clear him down the back.
You know, again, this is the aggravation that 55 must be feeling, where he is faster, just kind of the 53 is just using, he's playing defense, he's doing what he needs to do, using what this track offers to his advantage, and is hanging on to that spot. But behind them, the battle we were watching earlier, still hot and heavy at the moment. The 45 of Curly, he's to the outside now. Troy Haight in the 28 underneath him is no longer underneath him. Fib 45 had the run down the front straightaway.
Yazik got a pretty good run out of 2 up front for the second position. We'll see he's going to try and make another move underneath Osmer. Here through 3 and 4, Osmer way up top, up there in kind of the 3rd lane. That may allow Yazik to get by here out of 4. We'll see. Not going to be able to. 53 in the wall there. That's going to allow Yazik to get by finally.
Yep, just had to force a mistake there. That's what the tactic, well, wasn't really the tactic, but it's how it worked out. So something I wanted to do earlier, and a lot of stuff went on, I want to go on board with Mogard and pull up the telemetry, and you can get an idea of how he is driving here at Gateway. So he gets up to about 160 some odd miles an hour, down to about 109. You can see the shift down into 3rd. 8,000 RPMs, he's on the throttle, hits about 9,000 before he shifts back up to 4th. That's where the wheel spin will affect him in 1 and 2, as we'll watch here. Gets up to just about 160, down to 3rd, about 93 miles an hour. And this is the danger spot there on exit, but it seems he's mastered that. No wheel spin really at all that time.
I think the wheel spin is a little bit easier to manage when you run the higher lane, because you don't have as much wheel into it as when you run bottom and caution.
Who is that caution for, if you have any cues, Evan?
I'm looking for it. I don't see what it was for.
Yeah, I don't have any immediate cues. So
the only thing that I can see is Jim Foose blew his engine, but he was on the access road.
And
he was on the access road in 3 and 4.
He was very slow.
8 to 15 miles an hour. He stopped there. That's the only thing I can see.
But he was off the racing surface, so even being stopped, it wouldn't. But regardless, we'll take all the guesses in the world at it. We don't know, but regardless, we do know. We're in a caution, and here comes everyone to pit road on lap number 68, headed to number 69. Everyone's headed down.
Mark Cohn staying out.
Mark Cohn in that 1. I don't know if this is for a bonus point or not, because this is a rather long run to the end. Well, this is a rather long run that we just had. But here we come.
See another driver staying out on the track, but he may already be a lap down.
It's John Kennedy. Actually, no, he is on the lead lap.
Yeah, Kennedy out there staying out as well. So, are they staying out just to lead a lap, or?
Well,
I think it's kind of too late to do that.
Yeah, I don't really see what's going on there. I mean, at least for Cohen, he'd be getting a lap lead, but Kennedy would have to stay up for an additional time by. But
Sam Maxwell wins the race off pit road with 2 tires.
And this is only going to instigate more cautions as the race wears down, and we have different tire strategy calls, different levels of aggression going on. So,
but here comes Cohen at least, as well as Kennedy.
Both these drivers will pit, but we're going to take this opportunity to go to a side-by-side break again, and stay with us. We'll be back with you for the restart.
I grew up in Northern California. My parents were just really big race fans and took my sister and I to sprint car races pretty much every Friday and Saturday night. So I did outlaw kart racing from 7 till I was 14. And then that's when I got into 360 and 410 wing sprint cars. There's just something about dirt racing that's just, you can't get anywhere else. I enjoy going back to race them whenever I can. I get to run about 20 to 25 dirt races a year and try and put on a show every time I'm there.
Battle for the lead. Kyle Larson to the inside of Shane Stewart. Slide job, no. Larson unable to complete the pass. He'll follow Shane Stewart down the back straightaway. Stewart makes the move to the inside of Craig Kinster. Kyle Larson goes around the outside out of turn 4. You've got a new race leader. Kyle Larson from 9th leads on lap number 23.
I'm probably just a little more relaxed, I guess, at the dirt track just because it's for fun. Where the NASCAR stuff, it's points racing and a lot bigger sponsors and stuff you have to please and all that. You're there for 3 days a week, so your approach is a little bit different there. Where sprint cars, you're there for 5 or 6 hours and moving on to the next racetrack. So I've been on iRacing, I think, since 2009 or 10. Yeah, I remember, starting out, as a rookie on there, in the Legends and the late models and stuff like that. And that was fun to, have to try and get your licenses up and stuff. But it's amazing to me how, now that I get to race on a lot of the tracks that are on there, how to the T, similar because of the laser scanning and stuff like that. So all the bumps and all the visual aspects of it are very good. So when I first got to like K&N and then the Nationwide Series at the time, I would race iRacing all the time.
And we're back here on PTRTV for a restart yet again here at the Gateway Motorsports Park. It is the Driven Designz 125 for the Sam Maxwell Customs ASRS Truck Series here on PTRTV on LSRTV. Sam Maxwell on a 2-tire call is the leader of the race. Jared Mogard, who dominated that last stint, he is its second on the outside. Pace car is in. 98 has the control to go whenever he just chooses to do so, and there he goes. Gets the jump. Green flag back in the air.
Maxwell got a pretty good jump over that 00 of Mogard, but Mogard didn't fall too far back there. He is going to hang on to second, but Sarah taking a dive down into 1 and 2. But Mogard is going to clear out of turn 2, and Mogard's going for the lead already out of 2.
Yeah, Maxwell just could not get the corner exit with that 2-tire call, and Mogard just pounces on the opportunity. Door-to-door entering 3, and he sails it on in there. And can the 98 do anything to hang on? That is a definite no. Side-by-side, Sarah and Osmer.
And Osmer now underneath the 98 of Maxwell for that second position down into turn number 1 and 2 now. And Sarah trying to follow through with that 53 sliding up the track there. It's going to allow Sarah to get underneath Maxwell as that slowed him down a little bit there. Down the back straightaway, still going to be side by side for third and fourth.
Yeah, Maxwell to the outside as Sarah should be able to clear, and here comes Brian Yazik to try to clear. 20 of Sarah underneath Osborne. That's for the second spot. Sarah is in that unpreferred groove on the inside of the track. Now the 98 has lost a spot to the 55 of Yazik, who is right behind the 20 and the 53, waiting to decide where to go.
And Yazik sliding up the track a little bit there. He's up there almost in the fourth lane. I think that's the highest we've seen anyone that didn't hit the wall.
Big move from Troy Haight to the inside of Zach Calloway. Just behind this battle, the 45 and the 15 side by side again. But here comes Yazik right on that rumble strip all the way to the bottom of the track. Tries to get underneath the 53 of Osborne. Not going to happen, or is it going to happen? It will. He'll pull door to door, but we know how hard it is at 1 and 2.
We'll see as they come through 1 and 2 now, and Yazik is going to clear him. But Osborne's going to try and fight back up there in the outside lane, and there goes Yazik through to P3.
Yep, so now the battle is with 25 laps to go. What is going to happen here with the battle for the lead? We know how fast Mogart is. He's on even tires for... hasn't really been too often tonight where he has been, but Sarah's not really fallen off.
Yeah, but it seems like for the first few laps of each stint, they can kind of stay with Mogart, but after a few laps, he just starts pulling away. So we'll see if that happens once again here, as Sarah's actually underneath Mogart there for a second, but Mogart got the run out of 2, managed to clear him.
You can see here on the timer that there are 20 minutes left in the race server and about 24, 23 to go in the race itself, so it is seeming to be that we will have plenty of time. These guys are cutting a little bit close, but without 2 or more cautions, I think we'll be okay. And still behind this, as here comes a big dive from Sarah all the way to the inside. He'll get a little bit of a run there, but it will not be for very long. And now Yazik in the 55 going to try to take advantage of it. And we're spun on the back straightaway. Troy Haight around.
But he's in the grass, so no caution yet, as they're still side by side for second. Yazik sliding up the track through 3 and 4.
On the track, but he's just now getting up to speed. Go back quickly on replay and see what happened there. He was to the inside of Maxwell through corners number 1 and 2. Zach Calloway behind him, and Haight just lost it. A little bit of contact, I think, from Calloway, but surprising that there was no yellow, but we did stay green, and let's see, not much has changed.
Mogart is starting to pull away a little bit, it looks like. But actually through 3 and 4, looks like Sarah gained a little bit of time there. We'll see what the stopwatch says here at the start-finish line. And Sarah was about 2/10 quicker.
Yes, he was, and he's all the way down to that bottom groove, and he gets there obviously through the center with that shorter distance, but he just cannot carry the straightaway speed, and that's where the 00 is pulling away, and he's going to have to watch out because the 55 may be able to sneak a run with him doing that line.
See if they're getting ready to come to 21 laps to go. Got side by side with Calloway and Nick Curling back there in this for the 6th position with Sam Maxwell right in front of them. Going down into 1 and 2, Calloway way up top in the 3rd lane. As both these drivers are trying to get by Maxwell, Maxwell is on those 2 tires compared to these drivers' 4 tires.
Yeah, Maxwell is just kind of playing a little bit of a pick there for the 2. 2's not able to go and take advantage of that outside line, which is the preferred groove, at least in a passing scenario here at Gateway. But around the outside is the 2. He may make it work after all. He's going to pass 1, and he's going to cross over on the other. Here he comes to the inside of Maxwell after that power move by Curling. But Maxwell's going to sail it off into 1 and 2 and hold on for the time being. 2 is going to dig it on the inside, trying to make it work.
But that's not going to work. Maxwell's going to get the run out of 2, running that higher lane. And here comes Nick Curling trying to take a look underneath that 2. And he's going to get there.
Here he comes to the inside. We haven't really seen the move work on the inside in 3 and 4 yet. Will this scenario be a different one? Does not appear to be the case. 2 with the momentum from the top groove and pulls away by a truck length.
Maxwell looks like he may have got the wall a little bit there entering turn 1. Didn't hurt him too much if he did, and here comes Calloway underneath him. Gonna try that inside lane through 3 and 4 once again.
Yes, he is. Here he comes on the inside is Calloway, and we have yet to see this move work, and you can see inches between them there through 3 and 4, but they did a good job avoiding contact, but the 2 able to take advantage and get a little bit of momentum from that inside groove, and he does get it at the stripe, but who gets it in 1 and 2?
And we'll see here. Let's go through the corner. Maxwell way up the hill through 1 and 2. That's going to allow Callaway to clear. And now Nick Curling underneath him. But looks like Maxwell's going to get the run down the backstretch and caution.
Tim Knott slow on the access road 1 and 2. Let's see what happened here is this may cut it close. I still think we will be good on distance, but we'll see what happens. He just got loose on the entry in 1 and 2 there, and wiggle, and just not able to save it that last time.
So now what do? You pit. But what if you're Mogard? Do you stay?
I mean, this was
all the success he's had staying out.
This is the longest run for him to stay out yet, because this is 15 laps on these tires, Evan, and excuse me, 15 laps on the tires. He's been good on about 8 to 10 lap tires, but are those extra 5 laps going to be the big deal? And they will be, because here he comes. But does anybody else try a 2-tire call? It kind of worked for Maxwell. I mean, he's kind of running where he would have been anyways, but I mean, does someone like Osmer try it, who's just going for a good result? I mean, we'll see here. Everyone comes to pit road here at Gateway. That camera's not going to show us anything, and here we come. Who is going to get the money stop? Anybody going to overshoot their box? This is the time to nail this pit stop. Bogart perfectly in the stall, as is everyone, at least in the top in the camera shot right here. Jack up on the 45. He's the first one I see with the jack in the air, and
Bogart taking 2.
And Yazek.
And Maxwell once again on 2 tires.
So that is an interesting call. I mean, I would have thought that maybe from a guy at the latter end of the top 10, but I would have not expected that from the leaders. I mean, maybe these trucks are tight. Maybe they want that little bit of edge, or maybe they were just playing defense, just expecting more drivers to maybe make that decision.
But now Devin Sarah's going to be the first one on 4. So is he in the best position of these drivers?
I mean, I'm going to say yes, because this is the longest. I mean, it's not the longest run of the race. Actually, it may have been, for all we know, about 15 laps. But again, without knowing how these trucks handle, we know 2 tires will definitely loosen a truck up. We've seen guys get loose, but that's usually due more to shifting and RPMs not being matched up properly and getting the wheel spin on exit. I don't know if the trucks are actually handling tight, so if they're not tight, 2 tires is, I mean, it has potential to be a dangerous situation.
We'll find out.
'Tis we will.
'Tis we will.
'Tis we will. We'll go with it. I've screwed up enough tonight. We'll stick with it. On the timer, we will go under 10 minutes. We have 15 minutes of race time to go. This is the 7th caution of the race, so our estimates of what it would take to have this race run short were totally off, but it's still going to...
9 minutes to run 14 laps, 15 laps.
So it's going to be right on the money. Right on the money. So if there is another caution, we will not finish the distance. That is, for the first time, I will say that is a fact. But from this point on, if we run these 13 laps, I think it'll be, we will be good. I think. No, we will. Lights are out on the pace car this time by, doubled up, stacked up. Brian Yazek for the first time tonight, leading this race down. First time tonight he's been on 2 tires as well. Maxwell knows what it's like to be on 2 tires. He did it last time by, so he has a little bit of experience to do so. He's in the 3rd spot. Evan, take your pick.
I'm gonna go with Yazek.
Well, darn you, I was gonna go with Yazek. Well, I mean, to be boring, I guess I'll just take the 00 then, but...
So, to be boring, you're going to pick the guy that's dominated the race?
Yeah, because I was going to go with Yazek. I didn't expect you to go with him. So here tonight at the Driven Designz 125, it's been a little bit of a hectic race, but it's going to come down to a finish where we have the top 3 on 2 tires. Devin, Sarah on back, primarily on 4. So what's going to happen here? Stay tuned on PTRTV on LSRTV. It's going to be a 13-lap dash to the finish. Pace car is in. When will Yazik get on the loud pedal? We wait. There he goes. We are back racing. And look at the jump he got. That is a phenomenal jump by the 55.
He's got 2 or 3 truck lengths over the 00. Now Devin Sarah trying to get by that 00 of Mogart through 1 and 2. He's not going to clear, and Mogart's going to fight back up in that outside lane. And they're going to remain side by side out 2. Big wreck.
Caution.
Scott Smith.
Tim Knott around. Who else is in there? Like Jason Stewart in the grass. Let's go back on replay. Again, this is going to be a very interesting call on the timer. We'll see what happens. But it focusing on, I think it was Tim Knott. Oh, no, Zach Calloway, rather. That Calloway got turned. We will get a better look at that as I have a newbie moment trying to navigate the replay system here. He is with the 21 machine of Scott Smith to his outside. They're exiting corner number 2.
21. Like Smith may have just came off the wall a little bit.
Yeah, I think he may have just got loose. And look at Tim Knott getting collected hard into that little bit of extra pavement there on the back straightaway, the access pavement. So, everyone's going to stay out, which, I mean, that's not much of a surprise. So let's do our favorite thing, Evan, and talk timer. 12 laps, it'll be, I'll say 9 laps to go when we go back green. And let's take a minute and a half off for each caution lap, because that's about a minute 20 off. So that's going to give us probably a little over 5 minutes to run 10 laps. Well, 5 minutes to run 8 laps. I don't know if we can do that.
Yeah, 8.5 minutes left now, it says.
And we have at least, I mean, this might be 2 to go. Nope, this is the lucky. Is that the lucky dog right there? Jason's the 11 of Seville.
Yeah, Seville getting one of his 12 laps back.
So if this is the free pass, we have at least 2 more laps of caution then. So that'll put us, as I said, right to about 5 minutes to run
7 laps, 8 laps, somewhere around there.
Which, I mean, it should be actually right here. I'm looking here on, I mean, we use ATVO for our software, for our overlays, and it calculates if the race goes green, how much time is left. Right now, it shows that we would need 6 minutes and 21 seconds to run out this time. It will change as the laps go down. As the leaders take that stripe, it goes down to 5 minutes 45 seconds. And that would be to run the remaining laps under green. So, again, 2 to go. Minute and 22 on the caution laps. That's 2 minutes and 40 seconds. That'll go off the timer. So again, that might be under 5 minutes. I think we're literally going to run out on the white flag lap. And if we have a caution, I mean, we're going to end under caution either way. If we have another caution, a quick caution, I think the race will end under a timer caution. I don't think we'd get restarted even if there was enough laps left in the distance. So I'm going to go ahead and say safely, this is probably going to be the final restart.
I'd say that's a pretty safe bet.
This is
why they should get 1 to go here.
Yeah, this is why I hate timer races, because they just, my brain is very easily confused, as you may have heard earlier in the broadcast, so just throw a lot of numbers at it. And
pretty much we'll have about 5 minutes to run 8 laps.
Yeah, so
to simplify all of that.
We'll run it green, but if any caution comes out, That's it. That's the race on a timer and not necessarily on race distance. So we'll see what happens. Brian Yazek got a huge jump last time by. Jared Mogard, not the best of starts, but he's going to have to learn from that. And will Yazek do something different? I'm sure he'll do something different because he doesn't want to have the same approach because the 00 may expect that. But if he can get out to that same jump, Evan, I'm pretty certain that this is going to be his race.
Most likely it will be.
But it is kind of a short track, so we might see some frantic maneuvers go on. That's not out of the realm of possibilities, so we'll say definitively here tonight, this is the final restart of the race. So waiting for the pace car to pull in for the final time. Brian Yazek, the control truck to the inside, the leader of the race. When is he going to go in the box this time? There he goes. Gets another amazing jump. Green flag in the air for the final time tonight.
And Mogard is going to hang on to second over Devin Serra, but will Serra take the dive into 1 and 2? He's done that a lot this race. He's going to be able to get underneath him, but Mogard will clear him on exit. Here down the back straightaway, Mogard got a pretty good run on Yazek.
Yep, so here we go side by side. That is the 20 of Ronnie Osmer, the 20 of Serra, the 53 of Ronnie Osmer. Looks like that battle will end itself rather quickly. Serra moving into P3, but 7 laps to go in the race. Jared Mogard is hunting down Brian Yazek for the race win. 7 laps to go, gap about 0.2 of a second.
And Mogard driving in pretty deep into 1 and 2. Will be able to get the run out of turn 2. And it's pretty even there. Actually, I might say Yazek got a little bit better of a run down the back.
Yeah, he actually pulled ahead by about maybe 0.5 if anything. As we enter corner number 3, you can see Mogard right on that rumble strip, a little bit lower on the speedway, as right behind this is the 98 and the 45 side by side. That is for the 5th position. We'll see what happens there, and but we got to focus on the battle for the win at the moment. And did look like the 00 didn't gain, just kind of held steady last lap.
Yeah, last time by Yazek was about 200 or 300s quicker, but Mogard gained quite a bit there through 1 and 2. We'll see if he can do the same here through 3 and 4. Going down into the corner, Mogard, he's driving in a lot deeper than Yazek is, and it's working for him. Yazek running a little bit higher on the track out of 4. Looks like Yazek did get the run, but Mogard did gain quite a bit of time on entry and through the center. Yeah. That's 5 laps to go.
With how deep Mogard drove it into 3, I didn't expect him to get that kind of momentum and hold it off corner exit, but he did just that. And here comes Serra.
Oh, Yazek got loose. That's going to allow Mogard to get by him for the lead.
That was the choke of the race right there. The 55 just got a bobble, gave up the lead, gave up potentially, well, most certainly the win, as now he's going to lose the spot to Devin Serra, who's on those 4 fresh tires. Only 2 fresh tires on the 55 and the 00. But the 20 not able to clear Yazek. This is going to help Mogard out. He needs every last bit of advantage to hold off Devin Serra on those 4 fresh tires.
Yeah, 4 laps to go for Jared Mogard. Devin Serra going to try and get by him. Serra on those 2 fresher tires than Mogard and Yazek. But he lost time through 1 and 2. We'll see if he can gain some through 3 and 4 here.
Yeah.
And he's gaining a little bit, but I don't know if it'll be enough.
At the moment, it's about 0.4 of a second. As we take 3 laps to go, we can essentially throw the timer away. We will be able to finish this race. But didn't look like that he's gaining any more time. Brian Yazek, if anything, got a little bit closer to the back bumper, but you can see the 20 really driving in deep into 1 and 2, and if he can get the run on corner exit, that will work to his advantage. Appeared to be the case.
We'll see here through 3 and 4 what's going to happen. Serra driving in a lot deeper than Mogard. He gained time there. Will he be able to hang on to it on corner exit? He's going to hang on to most of it. Good few corners there for Serra.
He gained a 10th last lap. He's down to just under 0.3 of a second. He has 2 laps to go. 2.5 miles here around Gateway. You can see him driving in deep into 1 and 2. Just washes up the track. I don't think he's going to get the corner exit that he needs. He's going to lose that 10th he just gained. That's going to help Mogard out, as he's going to have a pretty good buffer headed to the white flag lap.
Sarah just needs Mogart to make a mistake, which Mogart did get a little bit loose into turn 3. That allowed Sarah to gain right back up what he lost through 1 and 2 as they come in to take the white flag.
It's going to be a 0.3 of a second deficit, and he only has one more opportunity to get that this chance at the win. He's going to sail it off into corner number 1 and 2, get that middle lane working. He's going to try to close a little bit to the back bumper. He's about a 1/4 of a second back. He's within diving range. Is he going to go for the last-ditch effort? Is he going to use the back bumper? What will Devin Serra do? We head into corner number 3. He's going to sail it on in there. Does he get to the bumper? He turns him. He turns it for the win. He wrecks him. Devin Serra will come off corner number 4 in very controversial style. That's not going to go over well, but regardless of that, it's going to be the victory. Devin Serra wins at Gateway.
Well, that was interesting. Uncalled for in my opinion, but Brian Yazdick coming home second and Ronnie Osmer in third.
Yeah, that I'm going to quote.
That's uncalled for.
I'm going to quote the famous Brandon Kreutz. That was a thing, and it was not a thing that I'm happy about, but it happened. And you can see here on replay, he drove it in there, and I mean, he has the trophy. Not sure how proud he can be of that trophy right now, but again, we'll just kind of watch it from the rear bumper perspective of the 00. Oh, yeah, let me get a better view of that because I'm just kind of newbie on the cameras right now, but see the gap there, about 2 to 3 truck lengths. He just sailed it off in there and into the left rear, 00 in the wall, and Serra will come through 3 and 4. Yazdick was not close enough to pounce on anything, and that is what we have. So let's just give you a little bit of a field rundown here, as we will have a little bit of time to wait until we get to the post-race interviews. I have to wait for these drivers to get into the booth with us. So here is the final results here from Gateway. Unofficial results, of course. Devin Serra with the win, Brian Yazdick in second, Ronnie Osmer in third, Nick Curling in fourth, Sam Maxwell in fifth, Robbie Baskins in sixth, Mark Cohn, Jeremy Banning, Jared Haggerty, and Troy Haight, your top 10.
Then John Kennedy coming home in 11th, Jay Graves Jr. in 12th, Clarence Bonner in 13th, Kevin Mingus in 14th, Zach Kelly in 15th, Jared Mogart, after getting turned there on the last lap from the lead, comes home in 16th, Tommy Cannon 17th, Richard Stallington 18th, Scott Smith 19th, and Tim Knott in 20th.
21st through 30th, Tyler Seville in 21st, Jason Stewart in 22nd, Jim Foose in the 42 in 23rd, Scott Holler in 24th, Kenny Baker in 25th, Adam Jersky in 26th, Andy Veltman, Justin Rector, Evan Osborne, and Brandon Kreutz rounding out the top 30.
The rest of the field, we have Brandon Boyd, Jordan Ashwin, Nick Kaufman, and Chad Finley.
So that is the field, that is the results here from Gateway, and again, we will just step away for a brief moment here as we wait for these drivers to get into the booth here and have what should be some rather interesting interviews, I assume. So stay with us here on PTRTV on LSRTV. We'll be right back with you. Actually, before we cut away, we have actually gotten some of the interview. We actually have gotten second place here, so to try to keep the action going, we're going to start interviews here. Again, kind of changing stuff on the fly here, so I know I'm confusing Evan, but let's start the interviews here. Ronnie Osmer is the third place finisher, and he has joined for us to talk to, so let's go for it. Evan, I think you've caught up with him.
So, Ronnie, coming with a third place finish here tonight at Gateway. What are your thoughts after this race?
It was a really fun race. Had a really good time. Unfortunate the way to get third, but it's racing, it happens, and last laps, everything crazy happened. But it was a really fun race. I was happy to finally run up front in this league and had a good time.
How is the car handling out there for you? I guess the truck handling out there for you. It looked like quite a few handling issues, especially on the downshift. Did you kind of think that too?
If you downshifted too early, it did try to spin on you, but I wasn't really having a problem with that. The truck was really tight for me. And the longer the run went, the truck just wanted to spin coming off the corner. So it was just killing me on the long run, but on the short run, I could keep up with them.
All right. Well, is there anyone you would like to thank or shout out to after your third place finish here tonight?
Shout out to my sponsors, charities that support Ride to Give and PH Aware. That's about it.
All right. Well, thanks for talking with us, and congrats on your third place finish.
Thank you.
And now Corey has got with second place finisher Brian Yazik.
All right, Brian, it was setting up for you to take the win here, and looks like a little bit of a bobble there in 1 and 2, and brought you back to third, but through some final lap shenanigans, you take home a second here tonight. So what do you take out of your second place finish here at Gateway?
That was a finish. You know, we probably had it really good with that 2-tire call coming off of pit road and being in the right spot with our HPP simulation Toyota for Loud Pedal Motorsports, but you know, it just kicked loose on me in 1 and 2, getting from 4th to 3rd gear to get it to rev out of the corner, and once that happened, it was pretty much game over from that point, and we were just trying to hang on and see what would happen, and I had a suspicion that something was going to go down on that last lap, but didn't. You make of it what you will.
Yeah, it was a thing. That's what we kind of worded it in the booth.
It was a thing that we all saw.
That was definitely the case, but I mean, regardless for you, you've been kind of on a hot streak here between both series. You couldn't take home back-to-back wins, but you take home a second place finish here at Gateway, headed into, I don't even know where you guys are next week, but I'm sure you'll do great there nonetheless. Was it Chicagoland Speedway next week? So who do you want to give your shout outs to, man?
I mean, I like Chicago. Thanks to you guys once again. Thanks to Sam Maxwell for sponsoring the series, and Jim and everything that ASRS does. You know, like I said, HPP simulation. We're really looking forward to maybe going 2 for 2, because I like Gateway. Probably the Gateway and the truck is probably my most favorite combination on iRacing, and we just didn't have what it took tonight. But you know, we'll get there, and we'll go chase them down next week at Chicago. That's what you told me. So yeah, thanks to all you guys for coming and hanging out, and you know, and enjoying the finish, and yeah, we'll catch y'all down the road.
All right, Brian, we will most certainly do that. Congrats again, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you soon.
All right, sounds great.
And now Evan Black has what we expect to be a pretty interesting interview with your winner, Devin Serra.
So, Devin, you come with the win here tonight at Gateway after that little bit of a controversial pass there on Jared Milgaard. What are your thoughts after tonight's race?
Oh man, I am so worn out. I was trying like hell to catch up to the guys, or catch up to those guys at the end there, and I was able to get around Brian, and then I just set my sights on Jared, and I tried my ass off to get to Jared, and he got a little bit loose coming out of 3 and 4 with 2 to go and coming to the white flag. I just tried like hell to get up to him, and last year we were battling. I had literally deja vu in my head. Brandon McQuistion we were battling with last year, and it came down to the exact same circumstances as this race and this finish, and I did the same exact move I did to Brandon. I was trying to rattle his cage a little bit. I wasn't trying to wreck him there, but it turned around Jared. He went to the wall, and I had a little bit of a gloomy face on at the end there, but I was just so worn out. I just didn't want to lose this race. There's 2 people in this series that I want to beat the most, and it's Brian Yazik and Jared Milgaard. And I think a little bit, it got into my head a little bit maybe, you know, the deja vu of last year, but we won it. Whatever the controversy is, I'm sure, you know, the same thing would go with a couple of the drivers. I don't know what Jared would do, but you know, we tried like hell. I want to thank Speedco, Ski-Doo, Super Sled Online, Liberty University, New Era, Napa Auto Parts, and everyone involved. I tried like hell to get the win. We got it tonight. It's not the perfect way to win, but we got the win tonight.
All right, well, yeah, you got the win, and you got some momentum built up for next week at Chicago. Are you looking forward to that race? Do you think you'll have something for him there?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Chicagoland. We finished second there last year. And it's a track that I've always liked. It reminds me a lot of Kansas, so really looking forward to that race.
All right, well, you thanked some of your sponsors already. Is there any more you need to give a shout out to here tonight?
I think that's it. Just everyone involved, all the things that we've done. The season's not over. We're gonna go for this championship. This is gonna go to Homestead, and it might be between the three of us. And I know Jared's not gonna be happy with me the rest of the way, but it's gonna go down somewhere.
All right, well, thanks for talking with us, and congrats on your win here at Gateway.
Thank you, guys.
All right, so that is your slightly controversial victor, Devin Serra, here tonight after that little bit of a bonsai pass there for the win, but we already gave you the final rundown, so we're just going to wrap up coverage here tonight with our sponsor shout-outs. Want to thank our PTRTV sponsors, Air Movement and Fabrications, Kreutz Custom Graphics, iBog, iRacing Broadcast Overlay Graphics. TrackCams 4 Gourmets is one of our camera specialists. Didn't get to use the cameras tonight, but we do frequently use them, so I want to thank everyone for helping us out in that regard. Again, this was the Sam Maxwell Customs ASRS Truck Series here on PTRTV on LSRTV. A little bit of a light week of content for us here on the PTRTV side of things, but want to make sure you stay tuned to LSRTV for all the content you have come to know and love on the channel. And we'll be bringing you the Integrity Racing League at Sonoma on Monday, and then we'll be bringing you some more ASRS on Tuesday, and then actually, that's about it. The Hardline Racing League on PTRTV will on a little bit of a hiatus for a couple weeks, so you'll have to stay tuned for that in a couple weeks' time. But signing out of the booth here tonight is Corey Silva, Evan Block, and Joe Chris behind the scenes. Have a great night, everyone, and we'll catch you next time.
Have a good night, and we'll see you next time.